What's the saddest thing you've ever learned about a teacher? Our class waited outside the room like we always did, expecting our teacher to arrive and let us in. We stood there, watching the time pass. Even the students who were usually late had shown up. It was odd. Our teacher had never been this late before. After about 20 minutes, the head of the school came to unlock the door and let us in. We took our seats, all feeling uneasy, trying to figure out what was happening. Then the head teacher stood in front of us and said something none of us were prepared for. "Your teacher, Mrs. L, passed away this morning." The room fell completely silent. We couldn't believe it. Mrs. L was only in her late 40s, and she had seemed fine when we last saw her earlier that week. The shock was overwhelming. It felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. The head teacher went on to explain that Mrs. L had been dealing with a heart condition for a while, but she hadn't wanted to worry us. She had even made sure the staff knew what to do if something like this ever happened. Some students started crying, others tried to ask questions, and some just stared blankly, unable to process it. Eventually, they sent us all home for the day. Mrs. L was my 12th grade literature teacher. She was one of the reasons I developed a love for writing and decided to pursue it as a career. Her passion had ignited something in me that still burns today.